Well, I'm delighted today to be speaking with Alice Quek, who's the Head of Private Client for Asia for Hawksford here in Singapore. Welcome, Alice.
Thanks, David, and welcome to Singapore.
Fantastic to be here. So I'm really looking forward to PCD Club's Singapore lunch today. We've got a fantastic guest list and 120 guests coming to the Ritz-Carlton shortly. Hawksford are the silver sponsor. So it'd be great to hear a little bit more about yourself, your role at the company, and a bit more about Hawksford proposition in Asia.
Sure. I head the private client services in Asia, and together with my team, we serve the Asian markets. And in fact, whoever who wishes to have a trust structure or a PTC in Singapore.
So there's lots of conferences and events coming back to Singapore. There's something different every week at the moment. We've got PCD and the STEP conference later this week. Are you enjoying being back face-to-face with fellow professionals?
Definitely. It's always great to meet people face-to-face. And especially in Asia, everyone enjoys the interaction. And that's how we like the engagement and the personal touch.
And it's a very competitive market for professional services in a variety of fields here out of Singapore. But what do you feel makes Hawksford stand out?
It's the people.
Yeah.
I believe Hawksford stands out because we have a strong team of professional trustees, accountants, lawyers, and professional ex-bankers. So it's the people that makes a difference in every industry. So Hawksford is no exception.
And you've been with the business now for some years, because we've met previously when Hawksford sponsored our previous Singapore event. Do you think that longevity of having the key people in the certain positions also makes a big difference for clients?
Definitely. Our staff have been with the company for a long time, and I would say the staff is the biggest asset in any organization. And longevity is important to our clients, to intermediaries, and also to existing employees, because we want to work with people we're familiar with, although we're always open to meet new talents.
Perhaps you could describe the other offices of the Hawksford Group that you collaborate with as well closely on services for clients.
Certainly. We work very closely with our Jersey team. Our Jersey colleagues have had more than 60 years of experience in serving private clients. Okay, and our Jersey team is very big, very well staffed, and people have been there for a long time. So I think that gives our clients the assurance that they have a trustee who knows the business, who have been with the business for a long time.
And who are the key clients and partners of the firm?
Okay, our clients are ultra high net worth families and individuals. They could be Asians or they could be Europeans who are looking to diversify their wealth, so who like to set up a trust in Asia. So our clients are families with net worth ranging from millions to billions of dollars. And they could be entrepreneurs or professionals or C-suite executives.
So you can look after their corporate interests as well as private wealth under one roof.
Certainly. I mean, another strength of Hawksford is that we work very closely together with our corporate team, because there are three main businesses in Hawksford. We have the private client business, the corporate client business, and the funds business. And all the business come together to work collaboratively. So we do a lot of cross referrals as well.
Okay, interesting. And I've been here in Singapore since last week. Everyone I've met seems to be very positive and buoyant about the business that's coming in, both as people relocating, there's new family office setups, there's all sorts happening here. I mean, what's your assessment of Singapore at the moment? I imagine you're extremely busy as a team.
We are extremely busy, okay, because besides trusts, PTCs, and foundations, we do a lot of single family office. We work with the law firms, we work with the Big Four, and we, of course, work with the private banks to assist the clients to set up and manage the single-family office. And as you know, the Singapore government is very encouraging to attract high net worth families to set up the single-family office in Singapore with the various tax exemption schemes that's available. And the MAS has also been very supportive of this initiative.
And it's widely reported that demand for family offices coming globally. There's some big cases from the US, there's many from Europe as well as from other parts of Asia. I mean, do you see any particular jurisdictions really driving the family office growth? Where are the clients coming from for family office setup?
I would say globally, there
Yeah.
isn't a single jurisdiction that's driving this growth. Okay, we see a lot of Asian family office, but likewise, we also see an increasing number of European family office coming to Singapore. And why would they choose Singapore out of the many various jurisdictions? I would say it's for the political stability, our strong financial infrastructure, and the integrity of the professionals in Singapore.
And what about people considering Singapore versus Hong Kong at this moment? If there's a new setup, what are some of the considerations that you see clients going through in that choice?
Well, both have always been competing for the same pie. Okay, and I would say there isn't one which is better than the other, but rather the Singapore government has been very encouraging for this to attract foreign investors. Okay, we have introduced various tax incentive schemes, and we work, like our corporate team work very closely with the EDB to encourage new business to be set up in Singapore. Okay, Singapore is like a gateway to Asia. So we are also known as the Switzerland of the East. I'm not sure if you've heard of that.
No, I certainly see the parallels. And
Yeah.
I mean, do you work with clients who are becoming resident here as well, or you deal with them at arm's length? They come and visit you, but they're residing elsewhere. What kind of balance do you have of people that you're actually physically on the ground with here and they're living here too?
Okay, I would say it's 50%. Okay, so half the people that we deal with, they are already permanent residents in Singapore, or they aspire to be PRs in Singapore. Okay, they want the family to live in Singapore. For those with young children, they want their children to be educated in Singapore. And we also see another half of our clients who are living in their own jurisdiction, but they want to park part of their assets, especially when their business interests in Singapore. They want part of these assets, to be in a safe and a politically stable country. So they would like to choose Singapore for that matter.
And within the trust and corporate services sector, how do you differentiate from competitors, perhaps bank-owned trust companies or people with different ownership structures? How do you position yourself versus others?
Again, I would say financial services is very people-centric. So it is always our staff that matters. So more often than not, we are one of 3 trustees who pitch for the same piece of business. Or we could be one of 3 corporate service providers who pitch for the same piece of business. And the reason why we have won these notable pieces of business is because of the level of professionalism and experience that our staff comes with.
And you can deal with a broad range of assets, whether it's a family with real estate, investment portfolios, trading companies. You've got the experience to manage all those assets and administer them correctly.
Certainly. We do. Currently, Hawksford deals with a whole range of assets. The assets that are under our portfolio includes real estate, not just in Singapore and Hong Kong, but worldwide, even in the US, and in the UK as well. So real estate trading companies, operating companies, as well as life insurance policies, investments portfolios. The only asset that we have not dealt with are digital assets, cryptos. And we make a concerted decision to hold on to that first. And we're waiting for the MES to give us clearer directions. So once we have the clear direction from the MES, then we will be open, to accept digital assets into our portfolio.
Well, probably with the headlines of recent weeks, good to be cautious, isn't it? So a very prudent approach.
Thank you.
So looking forward to the lunch today. Our guests will hear from you later on the microphone. I mean, is there any key messages that you would want to deliver to the audience that is going to be gathered here for lunch today?
I think it is important to share with them the Hawksford proposition. And I would say the key value proposition is people and service, good people, exceptional service, and reasonable pricing. And in light of global inflationary pressures, Hawksford has not increased our fees, although we are planning to do a slight increase next year to ensure that we are able to continue to service our client in an efficient manner.
Great. Well, Alice, fantastic to talk to you today. Look forward to seeing you over lunch.
Thank you, David.